Hello, this is day 2 of Ascending Alps. I'm Amanda Marie. Today I'm focusing really strongly on setting intentions and being more being more intentional about my manifestations that I'm trying to bring forward. So, quick little manifestations. What is manifestation? The physical embodiment of a thought, purpose, or an idea. So anything that happens in our life is a manifestation. And when we're manifesting things daily, on the daily. So when we are intentional about that, then we can help, speed up the process, help bring forward the things that we actually want versus what we don't actually want. So I'm going to share with you today how I plan on doing that for myself and what my practice for that involves. Now, I want to start off by sharing with you a post that a friend of mine made on her astrology social media. Her business is called Misfortune Ministries. I definitely suggest checking it out. She has such great wisdom and knowledge when it comes to astrology, but also is able to make her content so fun and relatable. So I just want to share with you what she shared about today's Virgo New Moon. The Virgo New Moon perfects at 4:17 a.m. So it perfected today at 4:17 a.m. She posted this last night. So I'm just going to change the words around as if I'm reading it for today. So the Virgo New Moon perfected today at 4:17 a.m. It's at 4 degrees, squaring Mars and Gemini, which is also at 4 degrees. Virgo and Gemini make for interesting energy. Both of these signs are Mercury ruled. At base, they share a lot of fundamental traits, but Gemini is an air sign and Virgo is an earth sign. So the practical application of Mercury's energy looks very different in Gemini than it does in Virgo. Gemini gathers the information, Virgo sorts it out. Gemini doesn't understand why Virgo is so nitpicky, and Virgo can't figure out why Gemini isn't more precise and focused. And it's funny because I'm not an astrologer, but I will say in astrology, we are all made up of 3 main components. We're made up of a bunch of different connections when it comes to astrology, but our big 3, and my Gemini is my sun sign and Virgo is my moon sign. Most people know their sun sign, so if you're like, what are you talking about, but you've been told that you're something based on when your birthday is, that is your sun sign. The rest falls along in your birth chart based on where the stars were aligned. This all goes together with the time you were born, where you were born. There's so much more to it. Again, I'm not an astrologer, so I'm going to leave it at that because that wasn't actually the point of any of this. We're talking about how to manifest along with the new moon. So with that being said, as she then continued to say that there's a ton of movement going on with this new moon, but the energy won't be easy to reconcile or ground. The square from Mars will make us restless beyond measure. You may feel like you have to get something done, but it's impossible to hone in on the details of how you'll get it done. You'll likely want to move your body with this one too. Harsh angles from Mars make physical exertion imperative, or else you'll risk boiling over. On the plus side, sexual tensions usually reach their peak. So this is a point in time where if you can get that physical exertion out, it's a good time too, whether that be in, some fun little freaky ways, or whether that be for going for a run, having a dance party by yourself, whatever it is that helps you release that energy. So the new moon in Virgo is great for seeking to improve something. Virgo energy is adaptable, organized, practical, and cares deeply about getting things right. This would be a great time to set intentions around something that needs attention to detail, because Virgo is all about precision. Nothing escapes her penetrating gaze. Virgo loves to be of service to others and is very concerned with health, wellness, and having a good routine. So, that is, like I said, it's a great time to be focusing on our manifestations, our intention setting for those manifestations. Again, that was Misfortune Ministries. She's absolutely incredible. I'll put her link in the bio. That way you can go check her out. I definitely suggest that you do. She's definitely the person you want to talk to if you want to learn more about astrology. Anyway, so we're going to talk about intention setting and what that is. So intention setting is a little bit different than goal setting. When you set a goal, you're striving to have something done by a certain amount of time in a certain way, and goals are great. Goals are fantastic. I'm not by any means saying don't set goals, but I'm just saying be a little bit more mindful when it comes to setting your intentions. So focusing on what it is that you intend to do, something that you intend to bring forward into your life, what it is that you want, need, and desire, that doesn't necessarily even need to be done at a certain time. These are just the things you want to bring forward. You don't need to focus on how long it's going to take or even what it's going to take to get there yet, because obviously we do have to focus on what it's going to take to get there at some point, because manifestation is not just like a magic word where you say, like, you wave a magic wand and what you want comes true. You have to put the work in order to get it. You always have to put the work in to get it. Mindset is one of the most important things. Being intentional is one of the best things that you can do, but putting the work in is really what matters the most. So with that being said, I actually have a book here called Moonology, Working with the Magic of Lunar Cycles by Yasmin Boland. And in this book, she goes through all of the cycles of the moon and how you can connect with them in different ways, how you can use them for manifestation and intention setting. And right here, I'm on the page where she actually talks specifically about the new moon in Virgo and how what you should be doing for yourself during this time. So I'm reading this for myself. I want to share this with you as well. If you happen to have the Moonology book and want to follow along, this is on page 63. So, when the new moon is in Virgo, it's time to take an inventory. Pay attention to the details. Do an inventory of your life. Work out what's working and what isn't. Virgo has a reputation for being picky. Too right. The image for the sign of Virgo recalls the people who once used their powers of discernment, literally, to sort the wheat from the chaff, back in the days of people-skilled agriculture. So, use the energies of this month to think about where in your life you need to make changes. Pay particular attention to your daily routines. Be of service. If you're on the New Age path, you'll have hard teachers reminding us of all the best work is when we're of service of others. Because Virgo is all about being of service, so it's a good time to use this month to consider whether or not you're being of service to others. So think about what's going to work. Like, think about what's going on at work, especially. How can you help other people? How can you provide service with a smile that will attract those extra karmic brownie points? So putting out for others and being there for others will show the universe that you're ready to receive on your own as well. So being able to support and not just focusing on exactly what it is that will be of service for yourself at this moment, but how you can do that for others. Being healthy right now is so important. Virgo has a strong alternative health theme. The new moon in Virgo is a wonderful time to think about your diet and your daily habits. Now, I just want to say, for my own personal self, I believe in balance. So I'm not saying give up those favorite treats or those snacks. Always treat yourself. Eat what you want, but maybe just not always when you want. You know, take that time to actually make sure that you're factoring in the nutrients and vitamins that your body is craving, needs and desires, that stuff that's going to help you build strength and push forward. You know, it's really important to be nourishing. I mean, we've heard this before. Everyone says it. Your body is a temple. Well, that really is quite true. It really is quite true. So being healthy at this time is apparently extra important for Virgo season and while the new moon is in Virgo. It's also important to avoid nitpicking. So like if you're being too critical, it's a good time to not be. Love and criticism, for example, don't go together. So make sure you haven't allowed yourself to get into the habit of finding flaws in the people you love. But most importantly, don't do it to yourself either. Doing your best is one thing, but perfectionism is another. Don't be too hard on yourself. Do as you would be done by. That's a very Virgo way to be. Now, the last thing on here is get organized. It says Virgo is like a part of us that's together. In other words, the part that's organized and punctual. So catch up with paying bills, filing paperwork, and tidying up while the new moon is in Virgo. So it's a good time to start if you wanted to start practicing feng shui or your organizational skills and you want to start focusing on how your environment actually affects your mindset. Now would be a great time to do that. I also want to point out that, again, I was kind of just reading like little bits and pieces from this. If you want to get the full aspect and the full effect, it is Moonology, Working with the Magic of Lunar Cycles by Yasmin Boland, and I will also put that link in the bio. That way you can find that. So with that being said, I want to talk about, before we wrap this up, I just want to chat about, you know, again, intention setting and what I do in order to do that. And you can do what's best for you. There are so many different ways to set your intentions. There are so many different like aspects that you can touch upon. You can be broad, you can be specific, let me explain what I mean. So me personally, when I set my intentions, I start off with a meditation session. Now, a lot of people fear meditation because it can be intimidating. You feel like you have to shut down your mind. You feel like you have to sit in complete silence. That's not true. There are different ways to meditate, and it's really important to learn the best way to meditate for yourself, like what resonates best for you. So for me, it's actually moving around. I like having a full-on just dance party and just letting myself move and flow and just really get with the vibe, you know? So when I'm active, I tend to get into more of a meditative state and then be able to focus on my intentions, which helps me. That manifestation process truly takes off like nothing when I'm able to actually allow myself to get there. Now, it's easier said than done. It's not always easy to calm ourselves or to be able to be present in the moment, to be able to focus on these things. And that's okay. That's why it's really important to give yourself grace. That's one of the most important things, is giving yourself grace. But I start with my meditative session, and then I do a little bit of journaling just to process my thoughts. Journaling also is something that looks different for everyone. You may want to jot down words. It could be full sentences, paragraphs. It could be doodles, colors, something that makes no sense to the human brain but makes sense to you. As long as it makes sense to you, that's all that matters. So I meditate, I journal, and then I break it down by what it is that I'm looking for. And I will then place it out to the universe. I will send it out to the universe by stating it as if I have already achieved this manifestation. So for example, I am a strong, independent businesswoman who is successfully operating a 6-figure business month to month. Every single month. And then I'll leave it at that, and I'll put it at that. And I'll make a list of things like that. It could have to do with health. I am a healthy, strong, 26-year-old woman with clear skin, and I feel comfortable in my own body. So you start putting these words, it's almost like a version of positive affirmations. And you start listing these things that you want to achieve, and you set those intentions, and you can literally watch yourself embody these things almost as you're saying them. It starts to become real. And as time goes on, as you start believing in this in yourself and you start doing the work to make these things, it becomes easier to do the work to make these things happen because you believe in it. You're believing in yourself. And that's one of the most important things that you can do, is believe in yourself. So yeah, I definitely suggest finding a way that resonates most for setting your intentions and not giving up. If you just heard what I said and you're like, that doesn't resonate, that's fine. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't still find a way that does resonate for you, because there's so many other ways out there. And there may even be a unique way that you can come up with that no one else has even thought of yet. So don't give up on trying to find out the process that works for you. And don't forget that right now, new moon in Virgo, this is the time that you want to sit down and do this. You could do this at any month. You can do this during any new moon. You can also do this on any given day. It doesn't actually have to be at this second. It's just that right now is a great time to be practicing this. For the second day of ascending Alps, this seemed like the best thing for me to share because it's what I'm focusing so heavily on today. And as I said before, I plan on sharing what I do for myself and what works for me with you, in hopes that you take what you want from it. You take what resonates for you. So the last thing I'm going to do before I go is, this is going to be a little interesting because I actually questioned whether or not I wanted to do this, because this is a new segment and I'm looking to gain trust. I'm aware that when people don't understand something or when it's new to them, sometimes they just don't want anything to do with it. So I questioned whether or not I wanted to pull an oracle card from my Moonology deck, also by Yasmin Boland, so the same author of the book that I read from you today. So oracle cards are an intuitive process. You just go through, you shuffle the deck, and you intuitively know when to pull a card. It's a message between you, your higher self, the universe, whoever you need to be hearing from, whoever it is you're reaching out to. This one specifically is a deck connected to the moons. And I personally was questioning it because I didn't want to like scare anyone off and then be like, see, this is all woo-woo. I don't want to talk about this. And that's okay. Like, I mean, I realize that if that's how you feel, that's fine. That's how you feel. So if you do decide that this is where you draw the line, okay. I, on the other hand, decided to pull a card for myself. And the one that came out right here, this beautiful card. I'll actually let you look for a second because it is absolutely gorgeous. Don't let pride get in your way. And I realized that this is something that resonates for me. I'm a very, very highly intuitive person. I am a Reiki master teacher. So for me in my practice, my spirituality is important to me, but it doesn't have to be for you. Like, you're allowed to, when I say spirituality, that can connect to whatever you want it to be, whether it be your religion, whether it be your connection to yourself, to the universe, to a higher self, to a made-up fictional character that you created, to anything. Whatever your spirituality means to you, that's your business. And I'm not going to let fear of people not wanting to follow along with what I have to say stop me from sharing the methods in which I use on my personal healing and growth journey, because that would be unauthentic. That would be the exact opposite of what Ascending Alps is supposed to be. So with that being said, to wrap it up, I'm going to pull a collective card for everybody. And what that means is whoever sees this message was meant for you in some way. If it doesn't resonate, that's fine. You can just leave it behind. And if it does resonate, take it with you and see how you can dig into it a little deeper, what it means to you and how it can help you. I had to jump out. So what we have here is you're very close to achieving your goal and expect powerful change. When they come flying out like that, I take it as those are the ones that we were supposed to see. This is the message for us. Sometimes they're a little more jumpy like that, and you see them coming, and that's when it's really important to pay attention to what it has to say. So you're very close to achieving your goal and expect a powerful change. So if you have been sitting here and you've been working so hard, work, try, never giving up, never slowing down, but you're sitting here and you're like, oh my gosh, you know what? I can't do this anymore. This has been going on for too long. This is a lot. Drop that mindset right now, because you are almost there. Do not give up. Keep on pushing. Keep doing what you're doing, because you're doing great and you can expect a powerful change. Everything that you've been working towards is coming for you very soon. It is yours. So if you can just open up and claim it and allow yourself to do not stop working, keep working for it. It's right around the corner. It's yours. It's time to open up to that. Now, with that being said, I'm also going to open the book real quick. Her little book where she explains the meanings of the cards. And I'm going to read to you what it says for this card with the new moon eclipse. That was the expect powerful change. Where is it? If I could ever find it, I would read it to you. There it is, new moon eclipse. So it says, if you want affirmation that you can achieve your dreams and get the desired outcome in the situation you're asking about, then this is it. This is a card of beginnings, and there are powerful energies at work. But be prepared. It could be quite a ride, and events now could even be jarring and uncomfortable. However, any new directions you take will almost always lead somewhere better than where you are at the moment. Whatever is happening now is happening for a reason. You'll appreciate later on. A new portal is opening up, and all you have to do is have the courage to forget about the past and move through it. You're being put back on the right path. There is nothing to fear. So, to help yourself attune to the moon, never mind the past. Life evolves every single day. And additional meanings for this card. Yes, 1,000 times yes. So if you've been putting something off and you're wondering, should I do this? Yes, do it. You're being shunted towards your life purpose, so it's time. Things are opening up. You've been working so hard, it's time. Whatever is happening now is happening for your highest good. So when things don't feel that great, you have some obstacles popping up, some things. Okay, so I am actually recording this segment on a laptop, and that laptop died while I was mid-sentence there. So it was perfect that just happened, because it was actually a real life example of what I was telling you in that moment. Things are going to come up. Things are going to happen. Life is life. Things are going to occur. Obstacles occur. Frustrating things that feel like they're ruining things in the moment are going to happen. Like right then and there, for a moment, I got so stressed because I'm like, I just recorded a whole video and it's going to be gone. And am I going to even have time to do it again? Or if I do have to do it again, will it be the same? Because I don't plan these. I just intuitively say whatever comes out as I'm saying them. There's no script. And I loved what I had just said, and I got nervous that I wasn't going to be able to share it with you. But luckily, it did save, and you are still seeing that, and you're now seeing this part. So I'm just here to wrap it up and say that was an example that things happen. So if something pops up that halts you, pulls you back, slows you down, whatever it may be, don't let it stop you. Because it's okay to pause and breathe and take a moment and back up from something and come back to it later. But if this is something that you've been wanting, if you want it, you got to keep going. You got to keep pushing forward. You cannot give up on this, okay? You cannot give up. I cannot give up. I am not going to give up, which is why I am so grateful that I am now officially about to share with you day 2 of Ascending Alps. So thank you so much again for tuning in, and I will be back with you tomorrow for a little bit more. Today we were talking about intention setting with the new moon. Don't forget, you can intention set during any time, really. It doesn't have to be with the new moon in Virgo. Today was just a powerful way to do it, and it's what I was working on in my practice, and that is the whole point of Ascending Alps, for me to share with you what I do on my journey so that if it resonates, you can utilize it on your own. If you have any questions, that's what the comment section's for. I appreciate you all so much for tuning in. Thank you so much again. I'm so grateful to be able to share this journey with you, and I'm sending lots and lots and lots of love and good vibes. Mwah.